The first place we're going to look at is going to be at measure 15. We're going to be starting in third position, and your job is going to be moving from third position C to a second finger B, and then moving back with your whole entire arm and thumb by replacing that finger with the third finger to move to second position. Then playing a 2 on the A, and then replacing that second finger with a third and coming down to first position. So again, you can practice 3, 2, slide and change, 3, 2, slide and change. And your job is to get the notes to sound in tune, and this is because we're going to do this a whole bunch through the piece. We're going to shift to an F natural in third position. So if you play the first part of the measure, then you want a low 3. Again, it's low 3. The next part is measure 27 and 28. We start in third position. In measure 28, you move to fourth position by replacing your third finger with your second and moving your entire unit and thumb up to fourth position. So it sounds like this. Move. And you want that C to reflect, whether it's a third finger or second finger, the same note. I'll draw your attention to the bowing pattern in measure 37, 39, 41, and 43. It's short, long, short, short, long, short. And that is just making sure that all the 16ths are even, so that you don't start to do an odd rhythm when you put the notes in. So you can practice the notes separately to get the pattern, and then when you feel like you're ready to do the short, long, short, short, long, short, you can do, and you'll want to do that with each pattern. And then definitely using fourth fingers where they are. By this time you should know why we use the fourth fingers and that they're valid for many reasons. In measure 49, we have a shift to a D sharp from first position, open E. So we want to make sure we're in tune before we learn the trill. So you take those notes and you make sure you're landing on the notes in tune, ringing, and then you can practice the trill from the D sharp. The bowing pattern happens again at 55, short, long, short, short, long, short, and also later at 122, short, long, short, short, long, short. The next spot that's new is the arpeggio section at 75, and I take it in groupings of 2 bars each, because that is how the pattern runs. So the first arpeggio is A major. In this section you want to think about retaining fingers. How long can you keep a finger down so that you can use it as a guide? So I take it very slowly, and then I retain maintain 1, retain 2, lift it off. Okay, so you can hear where that first finger is the anchor when I played through it. The fourth fingers, again, are very important. So if you see it printed in the music, unless there's a choice, it is important to use the pinky. So it will save you energy and crossing strings, things like that. The second arpeggio is in measure 77 and 78. This is called an A major 7 because of the G natural. We have a major triad, 3 notes, A, C sharp, E, and then a minor 7th, G natural, which is not in the key of A major. So we start on that G just to make sure that we have a down bow. Then you go on and look for those fourth fingers. Here's a low 4 for C sharp. Ringing. Cross the 4 over the 3, so your 3 stays there for a split second. Crossing the 2 under the 3 for a very nice C sharp. Keeping my 3 and my 2 down and my 4 because I'm coming back to the 3. Third arpeggio is measures 79 and 80. So we're now on an F sharp down bow. We rock quietly to the D string. During your A, you're going to shift. Use a harmonic here. The fourth arpeggio is in 81 and 82. That was a D major arpeggio. Now we're going to do the D major 7 arpeggio for the same reasons. We have a major triad of 3 notes, D, F sharp, A, and a C natural, which is not in the key of D major, which makes it minor. So we start in third position on the C, rock to D string and shift back. Here we keep our 2 planted for long enough that we can cross our 3 over for F sharp, a half step away kind of feeling. First finger tucks under, low 2. So in 82 I kept my F sharp down for an anchor. The next part is a scale. The first scale is a C major scale starting on the G, and then you shift to second position in the next measure, 83 and 84, to go to the C major scale in second position. Okay, so this is the scale in 83 and 84, and the trick is to be in first position on a G in 84, and then shift to the same position but first finger in second position on the A string and C. So to make sure you don't overshoot, you want to have your first finger prepared, shift and replace, and then hop over to practice. And then when you do it in succession, you can slide on the A string. So when we play the passage in 83, switch, bars are a C major arpeggio, C, E, G, in second position, moving to first and back to second. The second arpeggio adds a D into that mix, taking away the E. So now we're playing C, G, D. Shifting to first. The last arpeggio is a G major arpeggio, G, B, D. And then the trick is that in measure 90, we're going to shift to third position from open D, looking like this. Making sure you're free, moving your thumb and your arm. And here's the arpeggio. Once you get each of those two measure increments in the arpeggio set and in tune and even, then you can build up the speed with a metronome. The next part is measures 109 through 114. And this is an effect starting in measure 111, where we play in third position the first finger, A. We play open E, and then we match it with a 2 on A and come back. It makes our resonance really bold. Then we add the scalar movement to second finger on E. Then third finger C natural. And fourth finger D. And then harmonic. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're rocking cleanly, that your second finger matches your E string, and that you have the scale in tune as well. The last thing to point out, I think, is in 129, which is it's a pattern you've done note-wise and rhythm-wise, but the shift is not there anymore. So it's really staying in first position and being aware of that. And then going to third here. Okay. As a side note, in measure 138, you will end up bow. So, the 2T in pickup to 136 makes you end up bow because you start that down bow. People forget that they're going to start down bow. And the slur is down bow. There are a lot of chromatic movements, so just be careful.